Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is your host, Everything Animated. I have, as always, my co-host right across from me. Not really though. It's Mr. Sea Tactics, guy who loves the ocean. Say hello.
I like the ocean, but what I love more is what resides beneath the ocean. Terrible, awful Cthulhu monsters.
I was hoping you would go for Godzilla, but Cthulhu Monster's pretty good too.
Yeah, Cthulhu monsters are great. Have you seen all those deep sea creatures that are like transparent and they glow and stuff?
Yeah, I've heard that there's like creatures deep within the ocean that are just, if you were to bring them up to the surface, you could see right through them. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think one of them is your mom.
Speaking of mothers, today's show is but like we do this podcast every day. It's Bunny Girl Senpai. Today was episode 4, and you got a nice little brief synopsis over there, buddy.
Yes. So episode 4. Here is the thing that I read every episode. Sakata starts repeating the same day over and over. Turns out he is uh, repeating this loop with Ass Kicker Girl as well. But when he messes up and my misunderstands a misunderstanding, that it moves on as usual. So he can't just repeat the same day and fix that problem. Ass Kicker Girl then starts the same job as Sakata, and she asks him to pretend to be together with her, and she doesn't like being alone and stuff. That is the reason. Mai then comes over asking why he didn't explain himself. Episode ends.
That was beautiful. That's pretty much what happened. When I saw this episode, I was thoroughly happy with the first half, and then when the second half comes in, I just completely was like, "Whoa, what just happened?" I thought I thought they were together now. Now they're not together, and Ass Kicker Girl is wanting to be together.
Yeah,
I
very,
definitely wouldn't have thought that.
very weird episode with no clear like goal. Um, by the end of it, as like it's not like at the beginning of episode 1, you're like, oh man, this is really interesting. So in the beginning of this new arc, I'm like, it's good, but it's not as clear as what's going on, or what there wasn't enough like time in this episode, I think, to get to all the points that
Hmm.
they probably wanted to get to, and
Yeah.
therefore they had to sacrifice some things, which, the whole thing with they couldn't do a million loops like the Endless Eight,
Yeah, I got a huge vibe of the Endless Eight, but the first thing that came to mind was, of course, Groundhog Day, where we just live it in the same day over and over again. I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of these episodes. So even if he messes up, and what happens? He messes up, and then it's a fucking, it's the next
Yeah,
day,
yeah,
and I bet I, I wish he would have said what was really on his mind, which was, son of a bitch. Now you go ahead and you do this shit. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Because I don't know. I almost feel like if this was the adolescent syndrome, basically fucking with him, the adolescent syndrome is a dick. They for some reason decided to be like, this is a perfect time to kick back into normal. It just was trolling him. Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, I was upset with that.
I was like, uh, oh man. So, the great thing about this episode was that when the misunderstanding happens and Mai walks in, and she's just like, all right, okay, that's just happened, and she's just like, don't talk to me. He's like, well, at least I can repeat the same day over, and like he's in like he's like in with the joke, like with us, the viewer, and it feels
Yeah.
it's super interesting, and it feels like it's not trying to insult our intelligence and be like, oh well, shucks, I messed it up this time. Oh darn.
Oh boy.
But no,
How am I?
he's just like, nah, I got this. I'll fix it tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, he's like, fuck, damn it.
Yeah, yeah, freaking. And I think it all was because he found, I guess, the missing piece to help him get out of the loop, which was Ass Kicker Girl.
Yeah. So,
Which, do we even know her name?
no, I do not.
All
I just
right,
call her Ass Kicker Girl.
she's just Ass Kicker Girl. Okay, that's fine.
Uh, so yeah. Apparently, what happened is the misunderstanding happened, and that helped move the timeline forward. But it would have kept going on if she would have kept ignoring the dude that was trying to ask her out, or she was trying to ask. I can't remember. And then
Yeah,
of course the
dude
thing.
the dude was trying to ask her out, and I think it was just the whole, like you said, misunderstanding was, you're into other dudes. I see how it is, and then he just walks away.
Yeah, he's not really sad about it. He's just like, well, fuck you too. It just leaves.
He's just disappointed. Like, I go scouring the earth just to find you, and this is where I find you on top of other men. I get it. Okay, I'm out of here.
He's totally like he's already moved on. It's really
Yeah, he moves on quick.
yeah. He has mostly emotionally disconnected himself. I also like the way she like Ask a Girl speaks. She like says like all these filler words like flippin' and darn and stuff like that, and it's really funny. And you learn that she speaks that way because she comes from a different school in a different area, and she has a different dialect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what was it? You know, our main character, he's just like, what do you, what did you say? And she's like, oh, nothing. this, this is just how I talk. I can just imagine her if they were to like dub this. She'd be like, and this is my phone. It's my friends. I don't know. This guy's like into me.
Or do you think she would have? Oh yeah, she would have that kind of like California girl kind of talk.
Like a valley girl, so
Yeah.
to speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, because she's always on her fucking phone, and he even brought it up to her. He's like, "Give me this goddamn thing. This is what got us in trouble the first time, going over to the police."
And it
One
got
of the-
and it
I
pretty much got him in
picture,
trouble again.
yeah, I picture like him just taking that phone, just smashing it one of these episodes.
It's just all of his might throwing it on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great.
And she's just, oh, you asshole.
There is nothing that is quite cathartic as someone taking a phone and just smashing it on the ground. I don't know what it is. Maybe
It's just.
maybe we just all want to do it, you know? Maybe that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. It's the fact that people are just so addicted and wired into their phones just to take it and smash it. That whole disconnect, and just people going, how dare you do that to someone's phone? But it's just so rewarding, especially if you can just like shut them up.
Yeah. And I also like when Ask a Girl, like they characterize her like the way she like just like her body language really well in this episode, because like there are times when Sakata and her are talking to each other, and he does something that she does not like, and she's just like, and she makes that
Yeah.
puffy face, and it's never like this big thing. It's just this little small thing you notice, and I'm like, I like that, and the phone thing as well.
It's funny because even though I know her name's not Ass Kicker Girl, they still talk about how she got kicked in the ass in the episode.
Oh yeah.
And she's just like, why are you telling other people? And he's like, because it's hilarious. that response, I'm like, you're awesome, dude.
God, yeah. This episode had a lot of just Sakata being an asshole. Oh, and the first scene where Mai and Sakata are eating lunch. They're just
That
so mean to each other.
that's probably my favorite scene, and I almost wish that it could have continued from there. But I was like, okay, we're having a Groundhog Day, fucking a. And yeah, that whole scene was just yeah. It's like, oh, I thought you would remember me kissing you. Could you do it again? And she's like, close your eyes, and then she gives him food instead of making it think it was her lips, and he's just,
He's
I
really
just
into it.
yeah. But it's funny because the way that she was talking and the way that like she was going about everything, like I guess it had already been a month. I was thinking it, and then Sakata said it, where he's like, "Well, fine, I'm just gonna move on," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking." And he was totally just, you know, just trolling her and saying, "Well, I'm just gonna," and she's like, "Well, I mean, I
Hook, line,
didn't
and
say
sinker.
no." Yeah, and then that's when I know he got her. I was like, "That a boy, you reel her in." It's like, "Well, then you want to go out?" And then she just does that blush you face and doesn't even look at her, doesn't even look at him, and just like looking away, even covering up her face, and she's just like, "Yes, yes, let's just do it." And I'm like, "Oh, they're a couple now." Oh, well, I guess they're not a couple. The hell.
Well, yeah. So, I guess before we get into that, so there's this issue that I'm now having with the show, and that is the scientist lady. Um, am I?
Everything can be solved with science, apparently, in this
Yes,
show.
she has all of the answers. She can explain everything to him in some form. I think in this one it was like some mathematical equation thing. I don't know, and I'm pretty sure she's just there to look pretty and explain things.
Yeah, she's like, if you find the one person out of 7 billion people in the world, then you'll be able to find the loop. And he just happens to stumble upon the loop, the one person, which was Ass Kicker Girl. And it's like, well, that's lucky. What if it was somebody in Indonesia? You know,
Right,
then he'd
exactly.
never be able to find it. But
It,
it was her.
yeah. Oh, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, I know. I found it to be very convenient, especially in this episode. And yeah, I don't know. One point I liked it because of the beginning of it, which I thought was really well done, and then all of a sudden we're in the loop, and now I don't know. I thought it was weird how he just immediately accepted the fact. Okay, it wasn't immediately, but he eventually accepted. Okay, I'll pretend to be your fake boyfriend, ass kicker. But
Yes.
and I'm like thinking, why is he just so
Why?
easy to just do this? I thought, I honestly felt like he would have been a person that just wouldn't care. And that's how he was at the beginning. He was just like, no, no, I'm not going to do this. I don't care. I guess he just got tired and she like pestered him enough. He was like, well, since you're just not going to give up on it, I'm just going to say yes.
Yeah, so she gives the reason. She's like, I just don't like the look of being alone. So can we pretend like
was
we are
it,
together and like it'll burn out after like the summer and say it didn't work out.
was it the fact that she reminded him of his sister? Because like it went into like a
Yes,
flashback of her saying something, and
that
that
is the
was
reason.
ultimate that is ultimately what made him go okay. And
I
it
think it's
just
dumb,
mm,
to be honest. Like, because he sacrificed, so much time and effort for Mai.
exactly,
He cares
went
so much about her, and he's just like,
he
well, ass kicker girl came along. I gotta do whatever the hot girl says.
yeah, I thought the exact same thing. He basically stood up, like was up for hours upon end sacrificing sleep just to just to so that he wouldn't forget this woman. And then all of a sudden, well, there is a good point there. She does remind me of my sister. So basically, if Mai reminds you of his sister, he would have been like, "Oh yeah, let's do this." I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
yeah,
it's.
I thought that was a poor reasoning for why
Mm,
he accepted it.
I think it's a dumb reasoning. I think Oh my god, this is like I thought this show was above this, but I guess not.
Hmm.
I
We
guess
had
this
to,
is gonna be kind of a supernatural harem, like Bakemonogatari.
and see that's you basically said what I was thinking. I'm like, are we gonna have a fucking harem now? It's ass kicker. Who's next? Scientist lab chick.
Yes, she will definitely have an issue at some point that they're gonna have to solve, and then as well, the girl going out with Sakura's best friend, Kaeda as well, the little sister, and then it's got to be another person. They're probably gonna have a random guy in there.
We gotta have his friend. His one friend that he has.
Yeah, I guess he'll be in there too. Ah, why?
Yeah, I know. It's I know we like to compare this show to Snafu. This is definitely not like Snafu
Yeah,
because
it's
Hachiman is a way better main character in my opinion.
it has swerved right into Bakemonogatari territory, which I don't know if you've seen those. Have you?
I mean, are those the ones with
They
it's very artistic. It's done by
very
Shaft, and there's
mm-hmm.
very sexual toothbrush action
Yes,
going on.
yes, that is the show. It's very much this because I liked Bakemonogatari, but um, it's Bakemonogatari is basically this really overrated, over I don't know. It's just a super. It's like this. I mean, it really is. It's like this, but everyone talks really fast, and you don't get any of the jokes because they're all Japanese puns. But this you can understand, because they don't talk fast, and it's not just Japanese puns.
Yeah, yeah. The
Which is
fast talking thing is always so hard for me to follow.
which is disappointing because the first 3 episodes were so good, but this fourth episode makes me so worried that it's gonna be Bakemonogatari, and it's gonna be
Yeah,
this show that is just he's gonna get a harem, and it's
and then there's
I
gonna
hope
be
not.
no resolution because I was all on board whenever he basically asked her out and she accepted. I was like, okay, we're finally gonna get into to them dating and all this other stuff, and then it pulls the rug out from under you, and it's like Groundhog's Day, bitch. And
Yeah,
then well, there's that, and now we're back to misunderstandings and
mm-hmm. Which
fake relationships.
I'm fine with misunderstandings, but the whole like, can you go out with me so it looks like that we're
I
like,
don't want to be alone, damn it.
I just don't want to be alone. Go out with me. I don't want to be alone. Man, if they didn't do all this my stuff first, that would have been fine. But since they did
Right?
all this my stuff first with this like grand like opening and stuff like that, like I expect a commitment to those characters over all these other secondary and side stories.
Why would you say you love somebody over and over and over again and go through all those lengths to stay awake just so you wouldn't forget them, just to be like, well, she needs my help, so I'm gonna pretend to be in a relationship. I just don't get that. To me, that's ugh. I don't like this. By the way, I don't know who. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that name, but somebody commented on our last video about the quote unquote pills that Sakato was taking, and he informed me and said he just took mints in the light novel,
Okay.
which I don't know how mints are going to
Yeah.
keep you awake. But I mean, he gonna have that fresh breath for
He's gonna
days
have a
on
lot
end.
of fresh breath. He put a lot in his mouth.
hmm So I guess that goes with your whole drug reference, how they look down upon it in the light novel. It was mints.
Yeah, I guess so. Or maybe
Yeah.
that person's lying,
I don't know.
and they were
He seems-
like, "We're going to fool them. They're
Well,
going
his
to be
name-
fooled."
His name seems like he's from another country, so like I said, I don't want to butcher it, attempt to butcher it. So thank you if you're listening to this right now for that. But let's see, what else in the show?
This episode had a lot, but at the same time, it didn't.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was going a certain direction, then it just. I mean, it did add more, I guess, but it wasn't the stuff that I necessarily wanted. And then it ends on a cliffhanger where you see my in a commercial. He just gets out of a shower or a bath, and then who could that be this late? And I'm like, it's gonna be fucking Mai. Sure enough, it was Mai, and
Why didn't you call?
and it's like I almost wanted to hear him, and I pretty much know he's gonna say next episode. He's gonna be like, "You told me not to talk to you," and then it's gonna be like, "Hey, let me explain everything. What's going on? You know that one girl I was late that one day because I went to jail, or not to jail. I went to the police because I kicked her in the ass. Well, we're technically dating now, so you know how I said I love you and confessed in front of the whole school, waited a whole month for you.
Yes. So that's the other thing. He confessed in front of the whole school. Everyone knows they're an item. So why would she be like, yeah, let's just pretend like we're going out and we can tell everyone in the school that it just didn't work. It's like, what? But
Yeah,
everyone saw Sakata ask Mai out and confesses like undying love for her. Said it over and over, and they both said it over and over. And she's just like, well, yeah, this is pretended. He's like, let's go along with it, I guess.
Yeah, I know it's
Dumb.
it's annoying.
Dumb.
It's annoying, and I can only imagine. I mean, they're gonna have to dig themselves out of a hole this next episode, to be honest, because yeah, overall, I guess you could say I wasn't impressed with how it like once it basically went into the next day is when it started not being so good for me, and I was just I can only hope for better stuff here on out because I almost think that I don't know it's gonna be well what's gonna happen like they'll do their thing, they'll pretend to be going out, him and ass kicker girl, and then it's gonna when it comes to Sakata and Mai, they're gonna be back to square one where you want to go out, well, since you were pretending to go out with ass kicker, let's let me think about this, and it's like here we go again. You know, we're gonna do the exact same shit that other shows do, but I thought we were above all that, but guess not.
I don't think he'll be like back to square one, but I do think that it's just going to be very frustrating for a bit. I get what they want to do here, where they just want to have like a bunch of female characters have a bunch of issues, and it makes sense. A lot of other anime do it, and it makes sense for the genre as well. It's pretty much a standard, you know, Haruhi and Monogatari and all that stuff. They do it. Hyoka. But this one, I expected something a little different, and what we're getting is a little bit of the same right now.
Right.
It's becoming more like the characters are still awesome. I love all of these characters.
Oh yeah, I love the characters.
But the writing was very weak. There was no clear goal as to like what we knew at the end of the first episode that the point of this show was to get Sakata and Mai together, and to get Mai not to disappear.
Right.
That was the point. What is the point of the second arc? What is the goal? I don't know, and not in a good way.
We gotta help old ass kicker because she's afraid to be alone. I mean, there's a lot of people that are afraid to be alone. I mean, to me,
why does she need someone to go out with her, or why can't she just be friends with them and Mai?
Why couldn't she have just said yes to that one dude if she wanted to go out with somebody?
Yes, yeah, that's another thing. It's so
you know
dumb.
what I mean?
What is so different between Sakata and the other guy? I don't
And
understand.
I I think she kind of explained it like there's just something about she didn't want to betray her friends because like her friend was interested in the one dude, and then the dude completely ignored her and was into ass kicker, and I guess she felt like she would feel like she'd be betraying, and it's like, who cares if your
Yeah,
friend's gonna get upset over something like that just because,
they
I don't
probably
know,
shouldn't
just
be your friends in the first place.
exactly like if your friends are not willing to understand that, hey, this person isn't into you and is into someone else, then yeah, then they shouldn't be your friends to begin with. But so I guess she feels like in order to save her friendship, she'd rather be pretending to date someone else than to actually be dating someone else. I, than hurting her friend, and it's just I don't know.
Who would
I,
hurt
I
my? With it's like she tried to make the most sense of it, but he knew that they were going out. There's no way because it showed everyone in the third episode. You know, they were like, is that Sakata and that Mai and all of this nonsense, and so she knows that they're going out, and she
mm-hmm.
doesn't want to ruin anybody's friendship or relationship, but not for her friends. Sakata's
Yeah,
fine if she ruins it with Sakata, and
right,
Sakata's
right.
apparently fine with that too.
Yeah, that to me, that's just a very selfish reasons of not wanting to hurt someone's friendship. And it's like, well, these two are dating, so why would you get in the middle of that? Why? Because I don't give a fuck. It's my friends, not his. But,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that's annoying.
yeah, very very annoying. Yeah,
But hey, Ass Kicker made a return, and I just didn't expect it to be that sort of return. I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna do this with Ass Kicker. Fantastic.
maybe I don't like Ass Kicker.
I mean,
Now I think about it, she's kind of poorly written.
I like her voice actor just because she's Yui from Snafu, and Yui is a great character. I mean, she's well defined. You know who she is. She's got her faults, and she's got you know everything with her. But this character is like, I'm a first year student. I have this. I like my phone, and it's like that's cool and all, but I don't know. Just her reasonings for other shit is just not so well in my opinion. But again, that could be just a cultural thing, and maybe I just don't understand that myself. It's better to look like you're with somebody than to just be alone in general.
I guess. I mean, there is a whole thing like in Japanese culture, from what I've heard. I'm just uncultured white dude, but that apparently in Japan, you're really supposed to find the person you're going to be with in high school because after high school you go off to college and you start working for the rest of your life, and that's all you do is work in Japan, and you give it your all to your job and stuff like that. And so I mean, it makes sense, why she would want to feel that way, but at the same time, you're not actually going out with someone, you're pretend going out. So
So you can keep up this charade with your friends.
thankfully though, they haven't went through with it like all the way yet. We still have the next episode with Mai. That is a silver lining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
that's definitely something we can get out of it. It's like maybe things will be different.
yeah, I hope Mai's just like, no, you can't. You are going
No,
out with me.
exactly. You're not going to do this. You're going to go out with me. And if you don't want to go out with me, then we can just
Then I'm gonna
stop.
cry.
Then I'm going to cry and we can stop pretending to be whatever this is right now. That's what I'm hoping for next episode. But I almost have a feeling that it's going to be like, oh, that's what it was. Okay, let's do that just because of a woman I don't even know. Let's
Yeah,
let's
that I kicked in
let's
the
make
ass one time.
let's make because that's really the connection there. Like Sakata and Mai, that connection, and it's very well established. Sakata an ass kicker. You just know that she literally kicked him because she thought he was a pedophile, and then he kicked her in the ass to make up for the fact that she kicked him. So, so that's all that they have to stand on. Which I'm even surprised that she even wants to date him after getting kicked in the butt. You know what I mean? I would assume that she wouldn't want that, but hey, maybe she's a masochist. Maybe she loves that whole, you know, pleasure for pain shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or pain for pleasure.
Yeah. Uh.
All in
Mixed.
all,
Mixed
yeah, all in
episode.
all, it's a very very mixed episode. I think, like I said, I really think they need to rebound this next episode because I overall just very mixed because it was a great beginning. Just the ending itself was just very. Why?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the next episode will be better than this one just by default
It has to be.
because yeah, like if it's not, I would be very surprised because this episode we didn't have Mai in it, barely any. The next episode we will have Mai in it, plenty.
Yeah.
We should.
Do you think we'll have Lab Coat Girl explaining
I hope not.
explaining how shit works?
I almost don't want that character in this anime at this point.
Let me take these balls and show you how this adolescent syndrome works.
Let me make some tea in these in these little beakers and tubes and stuff and explain to you about Laplace Demon. What?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell's a Laplace Demon?
Well, you see, when you take the atoms and you split them up and they go different directions, you can get that one person. Everything will be back to normal. What? Yes. Listen to what I'm saying. I am smart because I have a fucking lab coat. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
I know what I'm saying.
She's a high school girl who wears a lab coat and says a bunch of things that sound smart. That's her character. I don't even know her name.
Her name is Lab Coat Chick. Yeah, I don't know. Lab Coat Sensei.
Oh yeah, and there's that one scene where she starts to work at Sakata's job.
Oh God, how could I forget that?
Very small scene.
Mm-hmm. First of all, I almost kind of saw it coming. Like he opened the door, and it's like, we have a new person. I'm like, of course it's gonna be ass kicker. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Let's just be every cliched fucking show from here on out.
And then he goes to wait the table, and it's a bunch of the girls, and they're like, "So you're going out with ass kicker?" And then he's like, "No, we are not." And they're like, "Yeah, you are." It's like, but you guys remembered me and Mai. Well, you're just playing.
You're just a player. You know, you got hoes in different area codes. You know, you just all kinds of playing the field, homie. And it's like, well, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was honestly just about it because as far as
I'm all for pretending this episode never existed and just pretending this whole arc probably never exists. Just getting to like maybe Kaeda's arc. I think her arc's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, the little sister I think would be a much more interesting story versus, you know, everything else.
Yeah.
Because I guess I should add this as a side note. Freaking you know, Oni-chan's walking around without a shirt and she's not ogling him or anything. It's like, yes, finally.
Yeah, it's just normal relationship.
Normal relationship. He's got his shirt off and she's not. I mean, does she go to school?
No, she has stopped going to school because she doesn't.
She's afraid.
Yeah, she doesn't want to be hurt.
I hope she washes that panda bear outfit or something every day because she's always in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope so as well.
Maybe she has a whole closet full of them, you know, like SpongeBob, how he always wears the same thing every day. Maybe she's got all these panda bear pajamas.
Also, why is the show name? Why is why is the show name that Little Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai when she hasn't been a bunny girl since episode 1?
I'm telling you, it was to establish the fact that honestly, it's fucking marketing. I think she's on the cover, and it's like the only thing that can sell is sex when it comes to these shows, and it's like, how are we gonna have this woman in a bunny girl in a costume? And I thought it was pretty clever at the beginning because you know why is a woman walking around in a bunny girl costume? No one can see her. That's why she's trying to get people's attention. But it's you're right. They could call it something completely different now, but I don't know. But I just I guess he's the rascal. Sakata is the rascal. It's like, oh, you little rascal, with your calling
Harem.
people out of with your harem and calling people out on their periods, and with that being an asshole. It should be renamed asshole
Does not
dreams
dream.
of dreams of Mai, who wore the bunny costume once.
Which, man, yeah, that's more accurate than what the real title is, because I think he's dreaming about her pretty consistently at this point.
I don't want to say is not so much a dream. It's more of a he wants to be with her, even though he's pretend dating ass kicker.
Oh, this
Yeah,
episode.
I know.
The more
Very
we
much.
talk about it.
The more I wanted to forget it. The only thing I want to remember and take away from this episode is just that whole scene of them eating lunch together, and then just the whole confession and
Yeah.
basically admitting to the going out. To me, I thought that was very well done. That's exactly how they would have done it, because that's who his personality is and that's her personality. And I thought that was very well done. Everything else was just
It's also refreshing when you see
very
a
refreshing.
couple in anime that are actually going out during, the series and figuring out all these issues that come along with going out and learning about each other. It's really fun because
Yeah,
it doesn't happen a lot.
yeah. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that now, at least not now or yet. It's going to be in future episodes.
Hopefully the next one.
I hope the next one. I don't want to have to wait till episode 8 where they're like, "Say, I asked you out in the past. You wanna do it again?" And also, is it going to be one of these things where every time she says yes, is it going to be another fucking Groundhog Day? Just because the adolescent syndrome wants to do whatever the fuck it wants whenever it feels like it?
I hope, yeah, and God, I hope they don't use this adolescent syndrome thing as like a way to lengthen this
I just thought of something completely random. Could
well,
you imagine? Let's just say hypothetically, this is just my mind going wild. Later on down the road, they're going out. They're established couple. They're finally gonna be like, all right, let's take the relationship one step further, and let's go hit a home run. Let's have
bang,
sex, and then let's bang.
touch
Let's go ahead and
butts.
do that. Let's touch butts. He goes ahead and does it. Pulls down his pants. No penis. All because of the adolescent
Damn
syndrome.
adolescent syndrome.
All that
Taking away
adolescent
my
syndrome.
penis.
Taking away my penis, and then just
And they
stupid
gotta
shit
find
like
his
that.
missing penis. And they just make jokes the whole episode, like mine's like, Sakata, you never told me your penis was detachable.
Sakata, I had absolutely no idea that you were dickless. Oh man. See, now that would be a funny episode, but
It would. I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty funny.
like he's just going around. It's like, I got no penis. Do you have the urge to go to the bathroom? Surprisingly, no. I just got no penis. We were gonna consummate the marriage. No, we were gonna, get one step further in the relationship. We were gonna bang, and now, no dick.
They've
Damn
got
adolescent
the lab
syndrome.
coat girl. Lab coat girl. So Sakata, the reason you have no penis is because of adolescent syndrome, and it's called the Laplace penis. You have to find the person who has your penis.
She uses this, like, sausages as a freaking example of where
Or
to
no, no,
find it.
or no. His penis is a person,
Oh
and
my
it's
god!
some random hot girl.
Like, it's like, what's your name? My name is Richard. Uh-huh.
I think it's you.
I think it's you.
You're my
What?
penis.
It's like, what do you have to do? You have to talk to the penis, you have to hug the penis, and then the person has to accept the fact that they are a penis, and then you'll get your penis back. What
You.
did we do to this show?
We've ruined it more than this fourth episode did, or tried
I want
to.
to say, if everyone's still listening right now, we apologize. But hey, that's what this current episode has done to us. Made us talk about hypothetical episodes.
Hypothetical episodes about his missing penis.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think on that note, we won't go any longer, and we'll just end it there. But thank you again for joining me, C Tactics, as we always do this show every week.
We're gonna get Arcata on this show soon.
We, Arcata, you see from our co-host Sasuke the Savage from King of Anime podcast, he issued the the invitation to come on our show. We're patiently waiting.
Yeah, Arcata.
We're not good. Yeah, we're not going to spam you or troll you or anything like that. We're being serious.
Exactly.
We will give you those 2 subscribers.
Fresh.
Hot, fresh out the oven.
Exactly.
Subscribers. And Lord knows you can use these 2 subscribers.
Yeah, and I think that he commented, and it's got, like, you said 31 upvotes?
It had 31 upvotes as of recording this podcast.
Go find it. It's on his Bunny Girl Senpai video, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look for the comments. You'll see Sasuke the Savage and his comment. It's a very well written comment, I think. Yeah. Come join our other podcast every Saturday, the King of Anime podcast, where it's C Tactics, Sasuke the Savage, and we're a part of it. We got a new anime to talk about this coming Saturday.
Yeah, Surune, the new KyoAni joint.
Apparently, that's the sound that an arrow makes once it releases from a bow. It just goes, Surune.
No.
But yeah. All right. Well, say goodbye. Say goodbye, C Tactics.
Goodbye.
And thank you all for joining Everything Animated, my channel. And I'll see you again next weekend. Take care.